want to introduce the reason why we're all here. Michel Pellerin.
Hi.
We did a marathon drive today, about 10 hours.
About
10 hours.
Yeah.
And yesterday I instructed him, says, don't you dare not take the 407. And he goes, what's the 407? So I'm glad I mentioned it. And we got you here on time today. Because if you hadn't taken it, I don't think you'd be here tonight. And we'd be improvising. So thank you for coming. Michel has been working on several guitars, but there are four guitars actually that you brought tonight. Yep. And some of them are for our customers. One of them is going all the way to Mauritius. And then one is coming to our store, and this one you brought along to show us.
Yep.
And so we're gonna sit and talk a little bit about what Michel does, and I have some questions, but if someone has a burning question, please raise your hand, and we'll keep it down to like a 15-minute just introduction to what this is about. But really, it's an evening to celebrate these masterpiece instruments, and it was a good excuse to have you here, and a good excuse to have you here. Great excuse for me to get to play some tunes, and then Dylan, one of my favorite guitar players ever, and he happens to be close enough to have him here. So just a wonderful time I think we're going to have tonight. So we're recording it. If you guys have your own cameras, go ahead too, and then you can share if you want after with us. So let's sit, and again, so you're from Quebec.
Yes.
And you're from Thetford Mines.
Thetford Mines, a small city between Montreal and Quebec City.
And we all know Thetford Mines for not so good things.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day, Thetford Mines was an asbestos mine.
Oh. Yeah.
And so the claim to fame of the town was asbestos for many, many years.
Yeah, 150 years.
150 years.
Wow.
At least.
Wow.
And they stopped in 2008.
2008?
Yeah, yeah.
It still
Yeah.
went that long?
Yeah.
Crazy,
Right.
right? So now, when you drive by, all of the mines are turned into parkland and reservoirs, and it's very beautiful, except for the fake mountains.
Yeah, because it's kind of sterile.
All the residue, or
yeah,
whatever they
it's
call it.
gray.
Yeah.
Gray,
so-
but in the winter.
Winter it
it's-
looks like ski hills.
Yeah, yeah. It's beautiful.
But yeah, so that's where you have I've been several times to your shop,
Yep.
and literally, you work by hand. I mean, it's in your basement of your house, and there's no high technology there. I
No,
can't see
it's-
one digital
No,
tool
it's-
hiding somewhere. Everything is hand tools, chisels, and so on, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's incredible what you pull off. I mean, we'll take one instrument right now and as we go, but I mean, look at that. This is quilted sapelli, right?
Yep, exactly.
And tell us about the top on this guitar.
The top on this one is salvage Western red cedar. My supplier, he doesn't cut trees. He just take trees that has already fallen on the ground. He takes what he needs in those trees, and sometimes it's not reachable with cars, or so he get there walking, and then he makes some stack and call it helicopter, and so it's all wood that has was sitting there for years.
Maybe even 200 years, right?
Oh, sometimes one time there was a tree growing over the trunk of
Yes.
one that was like 85 years, just the tree. So
Wow. Right.
yeah,
So it's amazing to give life, to the wood that would just literally lie and rot away. And look how beautiful it is. And wait till you hear the tone of what this wood does, right? So it's really exciting that guys like Maurice, your supplier,
Yep.
are able to go and dedicate themselves in that way.
Hey, he has the same passion for wood that I have for guitars and wood too. But
Yeah.
yeah.
So
And it's always challenging when you find the a nice piece of wood that rings, and so that's what we were talking about this, because the wood is from a tree to another, even it's the same species, it won't have the same density, won't have the same sound, and so when you found a piece of wood that rings, and so I just bought everything from this tree.
Yeah, we've had a few guitars now.
Yep.
Built with this.
With this
source.
tree. Yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
and everyone is just like, oh my goodness, right? So no, I can imagine your excitement when you come across something like that. But the first folk seat you made for us was kind of intuition. You knew the wood was going to be special.
Yeah, but it's not a wood that or under the standard of lutherie.
No.
Because it's kind of rippled, it's figured, and there's colors, wider grain than usual, not really straight, but the sound was so amazing. So I made a guitar for myself just to try it, and I wanted to try a 13 fret. Yeah, you fell in love right away.
Well, not for myself, but we brought it back home here to the store, and it didn't take long. I found a home, but it was amazing. So it set off a whole new. You've been building all kinds of these now. Yeah. It was
So I just built 4 of them.
Yeah, amazing. So, and I think that's a good segue to, your history as a builder. You take meticulous notes. It's hard for a single build to actually gain experience because you can only build maybe 10, 12 guitars a year.
Yeah.
Right? And so where do you find your data, right? It's not like a company they'll build, 100 guitars a week or something like that. And then you can have all kinds of data, right? But when you're making 10 to 12 guitars a year, and they're all different because most of them are custom, so this customer wants rosewood, that customer wants mahogany, this guy wants Sitka top, that one, so, it's really hard for someone to really piece together all the information you need to advance, right? But I know you're a meticulous note taker. You have a binder that you make for every guitar you build. Yeah, many binders.
Many binders.
You can go back and literally it's got it almost like inside of, I've seen them, your folders, everything about each instrument is documented over the years, right?
Yeah,
So,
one thing that that pushed me further was to, every time I had a custom order, I made 2. And to be able to notice, and I changed just one thing, and I offer the customer which one you prefer, and you keep it. And then I have one for sale to do a guitar exhibition, or for people that come in my workshop to try guitars. But first of all, it was to be able to isolate one thing, one specific thing every time on guitar. So, and this one is my latest one, so it's 255.
wow, congratulations. So, and the other interesting thing with the first folk seat project was this was something that was your brainchild, right? Like it was not a commission.
No.
First one was like, I want to make this for myself.
Exactly.
Right? And we're sitting here amongst art. I'm an artist. This is actually art that I've created. And I know, for me personally, it's hard to take commissions because now I'm kind of working for the customer.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And
You
so
have
I
some
can, I can
barrier.
yeah. Whereas if you, in the middle of the night, you have this idea, right? And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
You get up in the morning and you're going, God, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to create.
Mm-hmm.
And this was one of those things. You got up in the morning
Yeah.
and you said, I know what I want to do with that wood and try something new. You'd never built that. And it was very successful. So, I know what it means to have that kind of victory as an artist.
It's kind of
The other challenge I'd like to bring up, to honor the luthiers, because I get sometimes people go like, what, that much for a guitar, And, here's the thing is, you could spend 100 hours just tuning the instrument. This
Yeah.
instrument probably took you 200 hours, whether you want to admit it or not,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Maybe
so
more.
that painting there that I did, drawing maybe took me 125 hours. Okay, when I look at it, I mean, I was dedicated to it, and that is a piece I'm proud of, right? Well, when I look at it, I see mistakes.
Oh, yeah.
And, but I see even happy mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have happy mistakes here, right? Because a buyer is gonna
There's
go
some.
like, no. You can't have that little ding there.
No.
Or if your purfling is not quite the right width all the way around. Any of those little details disqualify this
Yeah.
from its price tag, from its value, which is awful, but it's the truth. This guitar has to be perfect,
Yeah.
right? So you spend all of those hundreds and hundreds of hours, if it's not perfect, you have a serious problem. But on top of it, it has to look as beautiful as, say, one of, a painting does. But that's not the end of the story for you. It has to sound amazing.
Yeah, it has to sound, because the look is just
Right.
it's the first thing that like for the customer, or just to grab the
Yeah.
guitar,
Yeah.
and then it has to sound
So,
and to be consistent.
it's almost insane to think I'm gonna do this, right? Like, it really is, right? And the other thing is that I'm learning more and more as I'm becoming more involved with luthiers like yourself, is the experience. With experience comes consistency, it comes knowledge, right?
Mhm.
And the idea is you can get, a younger luthier can get lucky, and a guitar could sound absolutely incredible. But then you could say, can you make me another one?
Mhm.
And they go, I'm not sure if I can make it as good as that one, right? Because they haven't got that degree of knowledge behind them where they can go consistently, I know what I'm doing, and I know, that's why you can comfortably take commissions and command the prices that you are now commanding, that you've earned that right, because you have the confidence and the knowledge to say, yes, I can build you this, and I can build you another one, and I can deliver, right? But
Yeah.
that's based on, you have now, what, 25?
26
26 years of
As a
experience.
builder.
as a builder. Yeah.
Full-time
But
building.
you did repairs, everything else before that.
Yeah.
So I really commend you for your passion and your dedication and for bringing this into the world. Of course, not everybody can afford it, nor can everybody afford, if you do the galleries in New York, and that's the way it goes, right? But to be here, to be able to present the guitars to our audience here, to play them, celebrate them, that's what I want to do tonight, and I just want to thank you for being here.
And thank you for this opportunity for
Excellent.
me to come.
Thank you.